Health Watch, House lawmakers are investigating the Food and Drug Administration's polarizing approval of an Alzheimer's treatment. The controversial drug was approved by the federal agency last month, despite an independent advisory board voting overwhelmingly against it. Members had expressed concerns about a lack of evidence supporting its effectiveness. Now, a new report by STAT is raising red flags about the agency's connection to Biogen, the company behind the drug. STAT reveals Biogen executives launched a secret campaign to win government approval. Damien Gardet co-wrote that report and joins me now for more. Damien, thank you so much for joining us. What did STAT's investigation uncover about the relationship between Biogen and the FDA, and how far does this go back?
Thanks, Tom. So, what we really honed in on was that the closeness between the drug manufacturer and the regulator dates back further than was previously disclosed and was much deeper than was previously disclosed. It really comes down to the spring of 2019, just after this drug had been basically shelved. Everybody believed that it didn't work, including Biogen. There was a meeting between Biogen's top neurologist and an FDA neuroscientist, basically to feel out whether the FDA would be willing to look at the data the way Biogen had come to look at it, which is to say positively. After that meeting, that's when Project Onyx really took off within Biogen, because the company realized that it had an ally within the FDA. And so over the ensuing 2 years, the two parties would work very closely, hand in hand, to basically analyze the data in this more positive light, which culminated in the FDA approval earlier this month.
Those are some alarming revelations. Can you explain to me what is Project Onyx, who was involved in this, and how was it used to win the federal agency's approval of the drug?
So basically, it was an effort within Biogen to pick up the pieces of what had appeared to be a failed series of clinical trials for this drug and find the evidence within that data that could support the approval. The company had made this fatal error, really, to try to get an early look at whether the drug was going to work. And in doing so, they mistakenly concluded that the trials had failed. So there was this very difficult, very onerous, and it turns out fractious and riven with turmoil process within the company to prepare that analysis and to win over basically the hearts and minds at the FDA to look at it this way, which obviously ended up being a success in the form of this controversial approval.
So on the heels of this, we reached out to the FDA for comment, and they referred us to the information posted on their website about the approval. But how is Biogen responding? Do you know?
So we provided Biogen a long list of questions before publishing our story, and they basically gave us a one-paragraph comment saying that they followed the FDA's guidance and have the utmost respect for the FDA. The company seems to be kind of trying to keep its head down in the weeks since that approval. There has been so much controversy over the evidence, as you mentioned, and then furthermore, Biogen's decision to set a list price for that medicine at $56,000 a year, which has upset many people, including, as you mentioned at the top, people in Congress and others who have called for a federal investigation into both the approval of this medicine and Biogen's decision to price it that way. So it appears like the company's tactics right now are just to kind of keep its head down, do its job, and try to launch this drug.
So at the center of all of this, obviously, is the consumer, the people who need these drugs and are looking to viable treatments. A new Bloomberg report is calling for Medicare to look into the treatment, which could end up costing the average patient $56,000 a year. At this point, do the benefits outweigh the risks for both Biogen and the FDA? And could we end up seeing the FDA's approval revoked?
That's a great question. I mean, it's a question facing the families of people with Alzheimer's and the clinicians who have to decide whether to prescribe this medicine or recommend this medicine. Because as you mentioned, the evidence supporting its approval is debatable, I think, it's fair to say. And so people are facing the very difficult decision of, if you have Alzheimer's disease, there are really no other options. There are no treatments that change the course of the disease. So is it worth it taking a gamble on this very expensive drug for which, the outcomes we don't really know? And as to whether the approval could be revoked, technically, yes. So Biogen has promised to run another clinical trial that is meant to confirm the evidence that they've presented so far. But they have until 2030 to actually turn in the data. The company has said it will work as fast as possible, but it hasn't committed to a timeline. However, if that trial is done and turns out to be negative, the FDA does have the authority to revoke that approval, although it remains to be seen whether they would exercise that.
Adding confusion to a tough decision, and the stakes are pretty high. Damien Gardet, thank you for your insight.